You know, they say life changes in an instant. A phone call, an accident, a diagnosis. But for me, life changed at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday night in March, when my neighbor knocked on my door with tears streaming down her face and asked me something I never saw coming. My name is Ryan Cooper. I'm 32 years old, and I fix motorcycles for a living. I've got grease under my nails, a small apartment in Seattle, and a life that's fine. Just fine. No drama, no complications. I'd been living in the same building for 4 years. Ground floor, corner unit, perfect for rolling bikes in and out. My upstairs neighbor was a woman named Elena Martinez, 36, a high school Spanish teacher. We'd exchange hellos in the hallway, small talk about weather or her cat, Mr. Whiskers. That was it. But I noticed things. How she always wore long sleeves, even in summer. How she'd leave for work at 6:30 a.m. with perfect makeup but come home at 4 p.m. looking exhausted. How sometimes, late at night, I'd hear crying through the ceiling. I was watching a Lakers game, halfway through a beer, when the knocking started. Not polite knocking, desperate knocking. I opened the door, and there she was, Elena. In pajama pants and an oversized sweater, mascara running, shaking like a leaf. Ryan, I'm sorry. I know it's late. Her voice broke. Hey, come in. What happened? Are you okay? She stepped inside, wrapping her arms around herself. No, I'm not okay. I haven't been okay for 3 years. I grabbed a box of tissues, poured her some water. We sat on my worn-out couch, and she told me everything. 3 years ago, I was married. My husband's name was Gabriel. We'd been trying for a baby for 5 years, appointments, treatments, hope, disappointment, repeat. Finally, we got pregnant. Our daughter, Sofia. Her hands trembled as she pulled out her phone, showing me a photo of a beautiful little girl with dark curls and a gap-toothed smile. She was 2.5 when it happened. Gabriel was driving them to his mother's house. A semi-truck ran a red light. They died instantly. My chest tightened. Elena, I'm so sorry. Everyone says that. Sorry for your loss. Like they died in some abstract way. Like I didn't find out from a police officer at my classroom door. Like I didn't have to pick out 2 caskets instead of 1. She wiped her eyes, angry at the tears. For 3 years, I've been existing. Not living. Existing. Going through motions. But Ryan, I can't do it anymore. I can't keep waking up in that empty apartment, walking past Sofia's room that I can't bring myself to pack up. What do you need? I asked quietly. She looked at me with raw, desperate hope. I need to be a mother again. I need a reason to wake up. She took a shaky breath. I need you to help me have a baby. Time stopped. The TV was still on Lakers versus Celtics, 3rd quarter, but I couldn't hear it. All I could hear was my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. You want. What? I know how it sounds. I know this is crazy. But Ryan, I've thought about this for months. I can't do dating apps. I can't pretend to fall in love again just to get to motherhood. I don't have time. I'm 36. My doctor says my fertility window is closing. She pulled out a folder. I have savings. I have a stable job. I don't need financial support. I don't need marriage. I just need biology. And I need someone I can trust. Someone good. Why me? My voice came out hoarse. Because in 4 years, you've never been anything but kind. Because you helped Mrs. Chen carry groceries when her hip was bad? Because you fixed my bike chain without asking for money? Because when Mr. Patel's shop got vandalized, you spent your Saturday repainting it? She looked me dead in the eye. Because I've seen who you are when no one's watching. And that matters. I didn't sleep that night. Couldn't. I kept replaying the conversation. Elena's tear-stained face. That photo of little Sofia. At 7 a.m., I called my older sister. Vanessa. If anyone could talk sense into me or out of me, it was her. You're what? She practically screamed through the phone. Van, listen. No. You listen. This woman, who you barely know, asked you to father her child like you're a sperm bank with legs? It's not like that. Then what is it like, Ryan? Because from where I'm sitting, this is a disaster waiting to happen. What about legal rights? What about your emotional attachment? What if she changes her mind? What if you change your mind? I sat on my fire escape, watching the sunrise. What if she needs someone, and I'm too scared to show up? Silence. Then Vanessa sighed, that big sister sigh that means she's about to drop wisdom. Ryan, do you have feelings for her? I don't know her well enough to. That's not what I asked. I closed my eyes. Every time I hear her crying through the ceiling, I want to go upstairs and fix it. Every time I see her leave for work, I wonder if she's eating enough. Every time, you like her. I barely know her. That's not a no. Vanessa said something else that stuck with me. If you do this, don't do it halfway. Don't be a donor. Be a father. Be present. Or don't do it at all. She was right. If I said yes, it couldn't be some clinical transaction. It had to be real. That afternoon, I texted Elena. Can we talk? Dinner at Mario's? 6 p.m.? She replied in 30 seconds. I'll be there. Mario's was our building's favorite spot, red checkered tablecloths, garlic bread that could make you cry, and Mario himself, who treated everyone like family. Elena arrived 5 minutes early, wearing a blue dress I'd never seen before. Her eyes were still red, but she tried makeup, perfume, hope. We ordered. Didn't touch the food. I talked to my sister, I started. Elena's face fell. She thinks I'm crazy. She thinks we both are. But she also said something smart. I leaned forward. Elena, if we do this, and I'm saying, if I need you to understand something, I can't be a name on a birth certificate. I can't be the guy who shows up for birthdays and disappears. That's not who I am. Ryan, I would never ask you to. Never. I'm not finished. My voice was steady. If we do this, I'm all in. Doctor's appointments, midnight cravings, diaper changes, first steps, first words. I'm not a sperm donor. I'm a father. Or I'm nothing. Tears welled up in her eyes again, but this time they were different. You'd really do that? I'd really do that. But I need to know, are you doing this because you want a child? Or because you want to replace Sofia? The question hung between us like smoke. She looked down at her untouched pasta. I asked myself that every day for months, she whispered. And the truth is, I can't replace Sofia. She's gone. But the part of me that was a mother, that's not gone, it's just dormant. And I need to wake it up before it dies completely. She looked up at me. I want a child. Not instead of Sofia, in addition to her memory. Does that make sense? Yeah, I said softly. It does. We started slow. Coffee dates, walks in Discovery Park, long conversations where she told me about Gabriel not to make me jealous, but to let me understand her. He loved terrible puns. He sang off-key. I told her about my childhood parents who loved each other but not much else, moving every 2 years, learning that motorcycles were more reliable than people. Is that why you fix them? She asked one day. Because they're simpler than humans? Humans don't come with repair manuals. She smiled a real smile. not the polite ones I'd seen before. Maybe that's what makes them worth it. The fertility clinic was in a glass building downtown. All white walls and soft music that was supposed to be calming but just made me nervous. The nurse was kind, professional. So you're using IUI? And you're not married? Not yet, Elena said, then glanced at me. The doctor, Dr. Patel, a woman in her 50s with warm eyes, walked us through the process. Hormone injections, tracking cycles, multiple attempts, probably. This isn't a guarantee, she said gently. Especially at 36. But you're healthy, you're prepared, and you're here together. That's more than most people have. The first attempt didn't work. Neither did the second. By the third try, Elena was exhausted physically from the hormones, emotionally from the hope and disappointment cycle. We were sitting in her apartment. I'd started spending more time there, helping with Mr. Whiskers, cooking dinner, just being present. What if it doesn't work? She said quietly. What if my body can't do this anymore? Then we try something else. Adoption, fostering, whatever you need. You'd really do that? I took her hand. Elena, somewhere along the way, this stopped being about helping you. This became about us, about building something together. She looked at me, really looked at me. Ryan, are you saying? I'm saying I'm falling for you. Have been. Probably since that first night. I'm saying that whether or not we have a baby, I want to be in your life. I'm saying, she kissed me. Cut me off mid-sentence with a kiss that tasted like tears and hope and new beginnings. I love you, she whispered against my lips. I didn't think I could love anyone again, but I do. 3 weeks later, Elena called me at 6 a.m. I was in my shop, already working on a Harley. Ryan. Her voice was shaking. Can you come upstairs? Now? I dropped everything. Took the stairs, 2 at a time. She opened the door, holding a pregnancy test. Crying so hard she couldn't speak. But the test spoke for her 2 bright pink lines. It worked, she finally gasped. I pulled her into my arms. This woman who'd knocked on my door with an impossible request and somehow became my entire world. We're having a baby, I whispered. We're having a baby. Pregnancy was an adventure. Elena craved pickles and ice cream separately, thank God. She couldn't stand the smell of coffee. She cried during tire commercials. I moved in officially at month 4. We turned Sofia's room, which Elena had finally been ready to pack up, into a nursery. We kept one shelf of Sofia's things. Her favorite book, a stuffed elephant, a photo. She'll know about her sister, Elena said, hand on her growing belly. We'll make sure. We'll make sure. We took birthing classes. I learned words like dilation and crowning that I never wanted to hear again. Elena made lists the most organized woman I'd ever met, even more so now. One night, 7 months in, we were lying in bed, my hand on her stomach, feeling the baby kick. Have you thought about names? I asked. I have. If it's a girl, Lily Rose. If it's a boy, Gabriel Ryan. I looked at her. You'd name him after 2 men I love, past and present. Is that okay? It's more than okay. Gabriel Ryan Cooper Martinez was born on a October morning at 6:42 a.m., weighing 7 pounds, 3 ounces. He came out screaming, and Elena laughed this deep, joyful laugh I'd never heard before. He's here, she kept saying. I cut the umbilical cord with shaking hands. The nurse placed him in Elena's arms, this tiny, perfect human we'd somehow made together. Hi, baby, Elena whispered. Hi, sweet boy. We've been waiting for you. We brought Gabe home to an apartment full of flowers, cards, and casseroles from neighbors who'd watched our unconventional love story unfold. Mrs. Chen knitted him a blanket. Mr. Patel brought diapers in bulk. Even Mario sent over enough lasagna to last a month. The first night was chaos, crying, feeding, diaper changes, exhaustion. At 3 a.m., both of us were awake, taking turns rocking Gabe. I can't believe we're parents, Elena said, delirious with tired joy. I can't believe you knocked on my door a year ago. She laughed softly. Best decision I ever made. Second best, I corrected. Best decision was saying yes when I asked you to marry me. Oh yeah, I'd proposed at month 6. With a ring I'd been carrying for weeks, waiting for the right moment. There was no right moment. There was just love. It's been a year since Gabe was born. 15 months since Elena knocked on my door. A lifetime since I was just a guy who fixed motorcycles and lived alone. We're at Discovery Park today, our favorite spot. Gabe is toddling around, chasing pigeons with that fearless joy only toddlers have. Elena's wearing a sundress, hair in a messy bun, looking more beautiful than I've ever seen her. Mama. Dada. Bird. Gabe shrieks, pointing. We chase after him, laughing. Somewhere in my pocket is a photo Sofia, age 2, in this same park. Elena carries it everywhere. Not to compare, just to remember. You okay? I ask Elena as we sit on a bench. Gabe in her lap. I'm more than okay. She looks at me with those dark eyes that first broke my heart. I'm happy, Ryan. Really, truly happy. I didn't think I'd ever feel this again. Me neither. You weren't happy before? I was content. This is different. This is everything. No why. This is different. This is different. This is different. Gabe squirms down, running toward the playground. We follow! Hand in hand. People ask me sometimes, wasn't it scary? Saying yes to something so huge? And yeah, it was terrifying. Still is, some days. Parenthood is terrifying. Love is terrifying. But here's what I learned. Sometimes the most impossible requests lead to the most beautiful lives. Sometimes a knock on the door at midnight changes everything. Sometimes broken people find each other and build something whole. We're a family now. Me, Elena, Gabe, and the memory of Sofia who's woven into everything we do. We're not perfect. We're exhausted. Our apartment smells like diapers and coffee. And I wouldn't change a single thing. That night, after Gabe is asleep, Elena and I sit on our small balcony, the Seattle skyline twinkling in the distance. Thank you, she says quietly, for saying yes, for being brave when I couldn't be. You've been brave every single day. We both have. I pull her close. Somewhere above us, stars shine. Somewhere in the apartment, our son dreams baby dreams. Somewhere in our hearts, Sofia watches and smiles. I love you, I tell Elena. I love our life. I love who we are together. Me too. All of it. Every messy, beautiful part. And as we sit there, wrapped in each other and the life we've built, I think about that Tuesday night in March. The knock, the tears, the impossible request. Best thing that ever happened to me. Sometimes family finds you in the most unexpected ways.